Good morning! Hey, all you beautiful, amazing folks out there. So I just wanted to give you a quick picture story to get your day started. Maybe challenge your thinking just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to give you some things to imagine, and all you folks out there who say, I can't imagine a single thing. We all have an imagination. It's just how deeply we choose to go with it that is up to us. Today, I'm asking you to go here with me. So I want you to imagine that you are standing on the side of an enormous river. I mean, this thing is powerful. There is a lot of might and force that is rushing past you. And you look down into this river, and what do you see? You see turtles and frogs and fish, and running up beside this river is enormous trees, so big you can hardly put your arms around them. And their roots are reaching deep down into the water, clearly gaining their nutrients for life from this life source. Now I want you to imagine, as you're standing here on the bank of this river, that you look to your right, and there beside you is these huge boulders. Okay, so what's any kid or grown-up gonna do when they see a rock next to a river? Well, of course, they're gonna throw it in the water. So I want you to lean down. Come on, let's do it. Lean down. Pick up this enormous boulder. Now, you're gonna have to really work to pick it up. This thing is heavy. Rear back and throw this boulder into the water. What happens? Kerplunk! Splash! And of course the water is displaced from where it was originally flowing. And this totally free-flowing river is now got a couple of obstacles in it. No big deal, right? The fish can still make their way around. The turtles can kind of climb up onto the obstacle and jump back down into the life source. But what would happen if you were to grab another boulder and toss it into the water, and another, and another, and another, to the point that it has sealed off this direction that the river can flow? Well, of course, the water would begin to pull, right? And the trees downriver, or where the river used to be, would now not be able to reach down into the life source to be able to gain those amazing nutrients for life. Of course, everything from here back is still full of life. Now let's take what we've just talked about and let's make it applicable for our life. You are that river. From before time began, before you had form, you were life. That's just how it is. Energy doesn't start and then stop when you're talking about energy like you and I. It is permanent and it is forever. Your spirit was full of life before you even got here. And then now here you are, ta-da! Here I am, full of life. And time after time after time, there are things in our life that tend to cause obstacles. Sometimes we cause them, and sometimes they just show up in this crazy thing called life. Now I want you to look across at the dam that you've created. What are those things? I can look across and I can personally say that there were some unhealthy behaviors that I've had in my past that were certainly large boulders in my free-flowing river. I can certainly say that selfishness or allowing my pain to really get the best of me is some of those boulders that I have tossed out there. I want you to walk out into the water, and one by one, I want you to identify what it is that has stopped the free-flowing life in your life. And just as you tossed them out there, I want you to lean down and grab a hold of them and toss those suckers back on the bank. You are so worth it. You are so good, and you do not deserve to go without the beautiful nutrients of this glorious life. But sometimes we create the obstacles that we then have to suffer from. Also take a look at those ones that are down in that water that someone else threw out there, or just life caused to be there. You get to decide whether or not they stay there and whether or not they will affect your future. I can tell you, if they stay there, they will. I encourage you today to ditch the boulders out your river of life and live. I love you so much. Have an absolutely extraordinary day. Word.